Hello Scorpio, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for your August 2023 Tarotscope. It is my absolute pleasure and such a blessing to be here with you, so thank you so very much for joining me. In the description box below, you will find links to all sorts of goodies. You will also find a timestamp if you would like to jump to the start of your reading. Please do keep in mind that this is a collective reading, not a personal reading, so only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. We are going to be taking a look at how you grew last month, what truth you are ready to have revealed to you, how this truth will challenge you, how this truth will bless you, and we will also be getting some guidance that can best support your evolution. So let's dive right in and see what August is bringing for you, Scorpio. Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves. How did Scorpio grow last month, please, in July 2023? How did Scorpio grow last month, please? I feel like it's this one here. Thank you. What truth is Scorpio ready? Thank you. How will this truth challenge Scorpio, please? How will this truth challenge Scorpio, please? Thank you. For some of you, I feel like this truth could challenge you by asking you or encouraging you to dive deep within yourself. Like actually what I heard was to dive deeper into yourself. So I'm not sure how that might resonate with you, but it just feels like this energy of going very deep into potentially your own emotions, your own thoughts, your own belief systems, and really connecting with what is there. How will this truth bless Scorpio, please? How will this truth bless Scorpio, please? Thank you. All right. Tell us more, please. How did Scorpio grow last month? Thank you. And how should we... Okay. Thank you. What truth is Scorpio ready to have revealed to them? Tell us more about that. Tell us more, please, about what truth... Okay, thank you. Tell us more, please, about how this truth will challenge Scorpio. Okay. So first of all, I feel like this is one of the cards we're supposed to be looking at more specifically, that went on the floor here. This one probably as well, but I do want to share these two here with you because I was speaking on how this truth may ask you, some of you, or rather may challenge you by asking some of you to dive deeper within yourself. And here we have the King of Cups and the Two of Wands. So this energy coming through, first of all, Scorpio, I mean, this is you right here, okay, King of Cups. And I feel like this is asking you to get out of your comfort zone, right? This is asking you to not fear change, to not play it safe, and to dive deep within yourself, okay? So again, maybe that doesn't resonate with everyone, which maybe is not, why, or is why it's not on the table. But I do feel like some of you will resonate with that. And I feel that there have been some of you who, it's very interesting because I get the feeling that some of you maybe have started to open up a bit to others that are close to you, people that you feel like you trust or that will let you just be, right? They're not going to pass judgment. They're not going to um, try to encourage you to change your mind or to negate how you feel, right? They're simply just going to let you be. I feel like you may have started opening up to those people, diving a little bit deeper with people outside of yourself. But I feel like for some of you, there may be some things where you may feel challenged or find it a bit of an obstacle to really dive deep within yourself and to really trust what it is you're feeling within yourself and to I don't so the feeling I'm getting is like maybe you try to talk yourself out of how you feel. Okay, again, maybe not everyone will resonate with that. Take only what does, but I just get this sense that there may be some of you who, you feel something, um, and there's this conversation that takes place within where, it's like, well, maybe I shouldn't feel that way. Maybe, I'm seeing things wrong, or, maybe that's not how I should feel, or something like that. Right. And so I feel that there's this, for some of you, challenge of diving deep and trusting what you feel within yourself and allowing it to be what it is, to kind of validate yourself. Right. But, yeah, I don't know, again, that will resonate with everyone. So how will this truth bless Scorpio, please? Okay, thank you. What guidance will best support Scorpio's evolution moving forward? What guidance, please, will best support Scorpio's evolution moving forward? Okay, thank you. I'm getting some fear coming up. So I feel that releasing, fear to the best of your ability is going to be helpful for you, certainly, in your evolution. But let's take a look at how you grew last month. We do have here the law of correlation. Witness the boomerang effect of your beliefs and actions. Yeah, so what's really interesting to me is, so I'm seeing this very much. There are these two lions here, and they look mirrored, right? And so I feel that for some of you, again, there's this energy that's coming through of essentially, how do I say? I feel, again, it just really, really feels to me like this opening up to other people, right? It really feels like there is this seeing what happens when you are moving from a state of your inner truth, when you are essentially giving other people access to that. It's very interesting too, because it almost feels like there's some of you that are like, what are you talking about? Right? But I feel like you feel like it's deep because of the discomfort, maybe, or there's some aspect of you that feels like you let people in, but I feel like there's this energy of like going deeper, right? So for some of you, I feel like you've started to kind of scratch away, if you will, or break that surface where you are starting to let people in, where you're starting to try to stand in what you know to be true about yourself and to assert that. However, I feel that that's not, or that's, how would I say, it's not likely true with everyone, right? And I mean, that kind of goes without saying, because there are many of us who trust people more than others. It just simply is what it is. But I feel that there are people close to you who you would, say maybe you care about, you love, those sorts of things, who are not fully aware of your depth, right? Well, where you have not fully opened up to them. They don't. It feels like, actually, the phrase I just got is like, they don't get me, right? And I feel like it's so. I feel like there's something there for some of you, perhaps, about rejection. But anyways, I feel like you've grown in the sense of like letting some people in, right? And I feel like you may have started to see what happens when you do that. So again, there are certain people, that you may have started opening up to, and you found that they acknowledge your truth, right? That they accept it. Again, they just allow you to just simply be, right? I feel that for some of you, again, it's been kind of pushing that fear aside little by little, and growing in that way. Because I think you may have started to come to this realization that not everyone is going to judge you. Not everyone is going to try to negate your truth. Not everybody is going to press their ideals or their beliefs upon you and, try to make you believe them. So I feel that there's something there about that. Again, we have the Knight of Cups here, and this is coming through as, starting to wear your heart on your sleeve a bit more. I feel opening up a little bit, getting really introspective. I feel like you've grown. How do I say this? So I feel like some of you, of course, spiritual evolution is very much kind of like this roller coaster or this spiral, right? We have our moments where we're up and we're feeling confident and we dive into things, and then we start to be exposed to truths, and we kind of dip back a little bit, if you will. And then we're kind of, I don't, how would you say, like almost tested in a sense, right? So I feel like this has been a journey. That's the long way of getting at what I'm saying. Or the short way, pardon me, is that I feel like this has been a journey for you. I feel like there are some instances where you've opened up a little bit just to try to like feel the water, if you will, test the water. And then maybe you back up a little bit and you venture out a little bit and back up and venture out and back up. But again, I do feel like there are some who may, I feel like you've discovered that you can trust that they will allow you to be where you are. And I feel like with those individuals, you have started to, like I was saying, wear your heart on your sleeve a bit more. I feel like you're growing more comfortable in that. I also feel that, again, there's been this, or there's this energy of being a bit more introspective, right? It just feels like there's been this like step forward, okay, now go back in. Step forward, okay, go back in. Because it's like testing what happens in the physical world and then going inwardly and analyzing, right? So for example, oh, this person is showing me that I can trust them. I noticed this person just kind of let me say what I needed to say or be what I needed to be, or, was just simply there for me, just was able to hear me or see me, or however, it may have unfolded for you. But I feel this, for some of you, has encouraged you to start opening up even more, right? And I feel like as you've done this, I feel like you've started to witness, like it says here, the boomerang effect of your beliefs and actions. I think you've started to see how, for example, if you believe that somebody is going to judge you and you just withhold from them, I mean, ultimately that's what you experience, right? And they probably feel to some degree or another like you're keeping secrets. And the truth is, you're not really keeping secrets, you're just not sharing, right? That's what this feels like to me. So I mean, And it's a process, right? We have a lot of programming and trauma and wounding and things that we're dealing with, each of us individually, that, we kind of have to unlock those bits of ourselves and learn through our healing and through our experiences how to be okay with being vulnerable, right? So I feel like that's a big step forward. Even if you don't feel like it's a giant leap, it really is a beautiful step in the right direction. So what truth are you ready to have revealed to you? The law of harmony, dissolve all discordance and chaos. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's like a young child outside kind of making a lot of ruckus. And here's the thing, it's very funny how universe works in that way. Because I feel like the truth is that, or the truth that you are ready to have revealed to you is that we create our own chaos in some, to some degree or another. Um, right? We can be very, at times, paranoid, destructive, um, you know, vindictive. We can be scattered and all over the place and anxious and afraid. And that certainly does create disharmony, right? It creates chaos within us. Um, and that young child outside yelling reminded me of, how how do you say, when you don't understand yourself, how it can just be like everywhere. You can be everywhere, right? So I do feel like the truth you're ready to have revealed to you is that you have the power within you to either create harmony or create chaos. You have the power within you to align with harmony or with chaos. And I do feel like there's something here again about getting more in touch with your emotions. If you notice, on the card here, this gentleman has his hands on his heart space. So I feel, cracking your heart wide open. I feel like um, aligning more with your heart, your truth, and to love, I feel like is going to help you to dissolve that chaos, right? Because I feel that when we align with those things within and we create boundaries and we decide, this is what I want to experience, this is the life that I want to create, that is what we tend to, and that is what we tend to manifest. When we are aligning with chaotic, turbulent, toxic energy, often that's what we bring in, right? So I will read from the guidebook for you just to dive a little bit more deeply on how, or the truth that you may be ready to have revealed to you, just to give you a little bit more insight into this. But I do feel like there's something here about really kind of recognizing the power that you hold within you to create that harmony, or rather to, yeah, to create harmony or to create chaos. 35. Okay. It says here, there is divine order to this universe. To the extent that you create harmony is the extent to which you will experience your divine power. Through a freedom of choice, you can arrange things in such a way as to set in motion a series of causations that will harmonize your own conditions without antagonizing the like power of others. We experience free will to the extent we create without opposing Mother Nature or the creations of others. If we misuse our energy, we begin to take away our own powers and implode upon ourselves. By drawing this card, your higher self desires to end emotional interpolation. Any discord between you and another in your life may be coming to a close. When you commit to inner peace, you will have peaceful relationships. This message could also mean a benevolent relationship with food, your body, or with your physicality. The universe is guiding you towards a harmonious life. So I'm getting fear coming up because, again, I just feel like for some of you, it really feels like there's this difficulty diving deep with others. Okay, like really, really, or being incredibly truthful. And that certainly could come from certain fears that you've taken on through different experiences that you've had. But again, like it says here, when you commit to inner peace, you will have peaceful relationships. So like I was saying, the more harmony you find within, the diver you deep within yours, or the diver you deep, pardon me, the deeper you dive within yourself, the less, yeah, the deeper you dive and the more you understand yourself, the more others are going to be able to understand you. The more you are going to effectively communicate to them who you truly are, right? Gosh, we have the Knight of Wands here. Yeah, this is that fearlessness, right? This is essentially the energy of being confident, of, being a bit more daring, kind of stepping out of your comfort zone, seeing life as an adventure. And this is this is motion, right? So it feels to me like doing this, or the truth that you are ready to have revealed to you, is that in being fearless, in stepping outside of your comfort zone, instead of life feeling like it's boxing you in, it feels more like an adventure. And with that comes this understanding, right? That energy of like, as within, so without. And then you start to impress upon your reality your truth. So I feel that this is the truth that you're ready to have revealed to you. And I feel like you're being encouraged to take action in this space, in your experience, right? To allow yourself to go inwardly and to bring that harmony within so that you can experience it outwardly. Good golly. It's very interesting because in many of the other readings, like, I didn't have such a struggle conveying the message that's coming through. And oftentimes I find that things manifest, that the energy that I'm reading manifests into my physical body as I'm doing the reading. So I'm picking up and feeling in my being this energy of, that it almost feels like backward. It almost feels like things are all over the place, and I'm really struggling to deliver, or like I was saying, convey the message that's coming through, right? Because it's that internal kind of chaos that I feel is, it's projected outwardly. So of course, take that as it resonates. If that's not you, that's perfectly fine, right? How will this truth challenge you? Yeah, you have the law of cosmic creation. Your thoughts will echo into eternity. I mean, so here's the thing. You're a divine being, you are a creator, you are a child of God, and God is within you. And so you are creating your reality. You are impressing upon reality your beliefs, right? The frequency that you hold. And so again, I feel like the challenge here for you, Scorpio, is to acknowledge your depth, right? To allow yourself to step through that doorway. Because it feels like, interestingly enough, with you being a water sign, it does feel like there are some listening who maybe you keep that watery energy within, and you, how do I say this, like, it almost feels like some of you are kind of entrenched in the physical material world and kind of see things from a physical worldly view. and are being asked to dive more deeply into that watery aspect that is essentially you at your core, right? Like to allow yourself to explore your passions, to explore your emotions, to, you know, really dive deeply. Yeah, to allow yourself into that intensity, you know, that you are, is essentially what I'm feeling here. And to understand that, again, at your core, at the depth of who you are a child of God, and you are divine, and you have God within you. And so you are a creator, right? So it feels like kind of freeing yourself from your egoic drives, from this more physical, materialistic, um, worldly kind of views of things is what I feel the challenge is going to be. Actually, I'm actually having the devil energy from the tarot coming through pretty heavily, right? That very much like that puppet master, right? Like setting yourself free in a sense from that energy, not being afraid of how you diving deep within yourself is going to influence the world around you, right? Because Scorpio, you do tend to have this kind of sacrificing um, energy about you, or way about you. And I feel that there are those listening who would essentially sacrifice their truth, sacrifice their passions, their loves, their every, you know, the things that would bring them happiness and fulfillment for others. And, you know, I feel like this is about, again, part of the challenge I feel is coming back to yourself. I'm just going to read just the message portion of this card for you, again, just to give a little bit more depth. But I feel very strongly about this understanding that, or rather grasping and integrating into this understanding that you are creating your reality, that you play a very big part in that, and the control you have over your experience. Yeah, so it says here, by picking this card, it indicates that you can exhale and know that your efforts will lessen, create assets and not liabilities, and witness the perpetual giving of prosperous fruit. Create an environment that enables your greatness to exponentially grow. Create conscious businesses that help future generations compound in their ability to thrive. The universe is your canvas to leave your legacy, right? So it's very interesting. I also want to say, it does say here in the interpretation of this card, within you is the same source that created gravity and the entire universe. Furthermore, you have the intelligence of the stars and planets within you. So again, right, challenging you by asking you to dive more deeply into your being, your actual being, right? Not just what's taking place in the physical world. You do have the Tower here, right? And this is that energy of, again, like I was saying, fearing what aligning, or diving deeper into your truth and expressing that. The challenge I fear is, or I feel, is overcoming that fear of the implications that that will have once you decide to do that, right? I also feel that um, this is that energy of like putting off necessary pain, as much as we don't like to acknowledge it, or maybe wish it wasn't a factor. Our evolution, our growth, our development is based on us having certain experiences, and there are times that those experiences are painful and act as catalysts for our growth, right? There are times that we experience necessary pain to be able to better understand our own strength, to be able to better understand ourselves, to recognize what we are actually capable of, to push us out of our comfort zone. And so, again, I feel like this is the challenge for you, Scorpio. You also have the Five of Pentacles here in the reverse, which this is essentially, here again, I feel the challenge here is recognizing that you have what you need within you. You have the knowledge within you. You have the power within you. You have all of the resources that you need in order to be able to create harmony in your experience, to create a reality that feels, again, like an adventure, that feels exciting, that feels, or rather, that you can be enthusiastic about and passionate about, right? So certainly that's a challenge, and it is for everyone. Like we all have to go through this. So, certainly you're not the only one. And it is certainly a challenge. Anybody who tells you that a spiritual journey is like a walk in the park, they're lying, outright lying to you and doing you an incredible disservice, because it is a challenge. We are tested, right? And that through that testing, through that initiation, we discover who we truly are. And I feel like, this is a point for you where you're being asked to dive deeply into that. So let's see how this will bless you, Scorpio. The law of correspondence. See life, yes, as the ultimate mirror, guiding you to the highest version of yourself. Yeah, like I was saying, right? This is, again, about, or rather, this can bless you by showing you that you have the ability to impress your beliefs upon your reality. That is something that actually happens, and that life mirrors back to you the truth you hold within, the beliefs you hold within, the frequency that you are sitting at. And I do feel like this could bless you because it puts the power back into your hands, essentially, right? I'm this came up in another reading recently where I was very drawn to the moons on the forehead of these women here, and I'm being drawn back to that again because I feel like it's going to allow you to see through the illusion and to be put at ease, or to bring in this harmony, right? So again, it feels like, though the challenge is, may seem like a very large mountain that you have to climb, and perhaps it is, it's going to bless you so much more because you're going to be able to see through the illusion, and you are going to then create a reality that feels harmonious, that doesn't feel chaotic, that doesn't feel, it doesn't feel all over the place. Which, again, like I've been saying through this reading, like it's even hard for me to figure out my own thoughts and trying to relay these messages to you because I'm feeling this energy. There's this chaos, this scatteredness, this confusion. And, I feel like it's going to bring this to a more balanced state if you allow it. Yeah, the moon, again, seeing through the illusion, right? So I'm just saying, right? You cannot make this stuff up. This is, about, I feel, again, seeing through the illusions and following your instincts, right? You don't have to drown, if you will. Again, and there's this white wolf here and the black wolf here. You can bring that balance into your experience, even being at depth. Does that make sense? Release your fear, right? Because it's like, for some reason, I feel like there's some of you who are afraid of diving deep because you're like I've learned how to manage this in some way. Kind of gotten comfortable, and I feel this fear for some of you where you're like, if I dive deep into this, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen, right? Because the depth feels that overwhelming. But I feel that there, I feel like it's going to be the opposite of what you believe, right? If you choose to dive deep, I feel like you're going to discover a lot of truth. And through that truth, you're going to be able to find harmony or balance, right? You're going to learn how to be able to trust yourself. And that in itself brings tremendous relief into one's experience. Yeah, we also have the Queen of Swords here, right? So again, it really feels like this is going to bless you by bringing you that clarity, right? By really helping you to see yourself very clearly, to be honest with yourself, to see yourself for who you truly are as this very complex individual. But again, I feel like it's going to give you the perspective needed in order to be able to dive deep within yourself and then rise above, right? Does that make sense? It feels, I mean, because you have the water, this watery energy at the depth here with the moon, and then the Queen of Swords, right, sitting high above everything else. So I feel like it's kind of this energy of like dive deep to rise up, dive deep to fly. And I'm not, just to share with you, there have been many of these Tarotscopes that have had a similar energy. For some, it's like slow down to speed up, right? For you, I feel like it's dive deep to fly. Okay. So I feel like it's going to bless you by showing you more of the power that you have in your experience should you not give in to fear, right? Should you allow yourself to, I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but explore your depths. So what guidance will best support your evolution, Scorpio? Yeah, you do have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval again, right? Like I was saying, it's going to allow you to understand the power that you hold within you, right? Again, like I said, dive deep to rise up. It feels like it's going to be able to show you the truth, what you are actually capable of, right? And I find it very fascinating because we have this cut the cords energy here, and I was picking up on that devil energy, which is very much like the puppet master. It is, the ego, that attachment to the physical world and belief systems and traumas and woundings and things that have this power over us, right? So again, it's calling back your power from your fear, I feel. Also, just to note, this is bringing through for me. As soon as I turned it over, I was reminded of Archangel Michael, right? So, there's a need to acknowledge that through, how do I say this? It's like through the light, you are able to recognize exactly who you are. And how do I say, it would be like taking the seat, taking the seat of your own throne, and by that you are protecting yourself. Because how do I say this, if you aren't sitting in the seat of your own self, for example, then anything can sit there. Anything, any fear, any maybe lower entity, whatever it is, anything can sit there. You're leaving yourself open, right? And and then could find yourself truly, being a puppet to whatever has sat down. Where if you take back your power and you acknowledge the truth of who you are and you sit there, nothing else can. You can thereby protect yourself, right? I know that may have sounded a little left field and probably didn't come out the way that it should have or could have. But it feels very much like this energy of cutting those cords, right? Archangel Michael, sort of light, freeing yourself from these things that have essentially prevented you from truly sitting in your power, acknowledging your power, feeling your power, and again, experiencing life from this harmonious, balanced, more like, I feel like, a good word to say would be like invigorated, or um yeah, like assured place. Okay, where you're not always questioning, and you're not always wondering, and you're not always guessing, or it just feels like this almost, I don't want to say a paranoia, that's, I feel like that's a little extreme, though some of you may resonate with that, but it just feels like this constant anxiety or worry about, what if people say this, what if people say that, what if they don't get it, what if they're mean, what if they, turn their back on me, what if they leave me, what if I show my depth, and that then I'm just ostracized, I'm just left out in the cold. Right? But once you understand that your belief systems and your ability to dive deep allows others to align with that, and you can create harmony in your experience. I know that I'm probably sounding like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but maybe if you listen to your sun, moon, rising, if this is not your sun sign, you listen to maybe your moon and your rising, perhaps you'll get a better, much more insight to your month. But I feel like the whole purpose of this for you, Scorpio, is to clear away some of that confusion, right? Some of that chaotic energy that seems to be going on within you, and to bring forward more of your strength, more of your power, and to bring harmony with that, balance with that, which then will be put out, or will find its way into your physical experience, right? As within, so without, as above, so below. Okay. Good gosh, I hope that this has been helpful for you in some way, shape, or form, or that it's resonated with you, and that you found it to be beneficial in regards to your journey. If it has, please do the YouTube things by liking, sharing, commenting below, or subscribing. It really does help the channel to grow, and I truly, truly do appreciate that. I pray that you have a powerful month, Scorpio, that you are able to see how powerful you truly are, that your depth is something incredibly beautiful, and that it is something that we certainly need, right? Surface level is not in anymore, as it were, right? Many more people are wanting and craving that depth, that truth. So do understand that it is something that is very valuable, and that there are going to be more and more people who are opening up to that, and who want to explore that, and would love to dive deep with you. So I hope that you find the courage to allow them to do that, and to do that for yourself, so that you can experience life in a much more robust way. Take care of your powerful, strong, beautiful, magnificent soul. Peace be with you and within you, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye.